Okay, here we are, folks. Dr. Chamoy presents short stories from Egos and Assholes, Chapter 1, Part 2. Before we get started here this evening, I'm in the studios with my friend Ashley Hemmings, the 3D animation artist, and one of my favorite little pets. He's a black cat. His name is Little Chamoy Moliere. And little Chamoy likes to show his love and his attention to me by kneading me on a daily basis. But the other day he was kneading me and standing on my tummy and pressing with his pads. And I must have eaten some Italian food a short while before that because I was bilious. And every time little Chamoy pressed on my tummy, I farted. And the more he pressed, the more I farted, to eventually my little chamois Moliere became asphyxiated and fell out. I then proceeded to give him CPR, with a straw. And I want you to know every story needs to have a happy ending. He did survive, and now he looks forward to needing me on a daily basis. So, let's get back to where we left off on Chapter 1, Part 1, in the warden's office. You know, I don't want to really tell you day for day what happened, but it was a tough road. You must remember, Chamoy now picked up a beef with the state of Virginia for grand larceny auto theft, now picked up a beef with the federal government for escape from the custody of the Attorney General, and was up for parole in a short time, and the parole board exactly really wasn't too very happy about this. But nevertheless, Dr. Chamoy wants to acknowledgement and hats off to a psychiatrist who many felt was insane himself, but was only a humanitarian. And Dr. Chamoy, in this podcast, in his autobiography and short stories, wants to thank any surviving members of Dr. Kurt M. Morbitzer, should this story ever reach the ears of people in south of Richmond, Virginia, where Dr. Morbitzer at that time, practiced the psychiatric profession, psychiatry. The long and short of this, the number 7 in Dr. Chamoy's life has always been significant, for he was born on the 7th day of the month, the 7th year of the decade. And Mom said I got here in time for breakfast, so that would really be the 7th hour of the day. And that 777 played a tremendous role in what is about to follow. Remember, the cards were really stacked against me here. And nevertheless, the state of Virginia, on the 7th of January 1972, decided to null process and drop the grand larceny auto charges. I couldn't remember taking the car and sort of explained to the attorneys the best I could that I can't remember doing these things, and oh boy, you can't really make me remember what I want to forget. So let's work it out another way. They dropped the charges. And based on Dr. Kurt M. Morbiser's testimony, the only witness in the case, I was acquitted in federal court for escaping from the custody of the Attorney General. Gets a little crazier. That was on the 7th day of the month. And now for the third 7, on March the 7th. I now go before the parole board, and they ask Chamoy, what happened with this escape? Hey, Chamoy, what are you going to do? Tell you it didn't happen? That would be an insult. Well, I was sick then. Like the doc said, I'm better now. The only thing is, respectfully, I told him that if I was to stay in such an environment for any much longer period of time, it would only increase the odds of relapsing. Do you know? Do you know? The 777 once again became the triple mother ball. Well, that's chapter 1, part 1. Chapter 1, part 2, rather. And if it makes you feel any better, it came as a package deal, so nobody had to pay the extra 99 cents. And nevertheless, the acknowledgement to Dr. Kurt M. Morbiser and to my nephew, Little nephew Chamoy, and his wife, and his good buddy, his good buddy there. Remember, there's some more ways than one. And something I really wanted to bring up, I got an email the other day, and I feel that this is important. I got an email, somebody asked, hey, Dr. Chamoy, what is your true religious belief? And I've said this over and over in recent years. My true religious belief is music, because the instrumental compositions is a global language that brings us all together. Unlike the religious ideologies that tend to separate us. Nevertheless, have a chamoyful day, and we'll try more of this later.